Hey YouTube, it's your boy Widgie here, coming in with some more Age of Mythology Retold content. And we have further gameplay footage. You may have already seen it. It is an Xbox Games Showcase deep dive, and they look into Age of Mythology Retold, and we're going to get some more juicy gameplay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut through all the noise, ladies and gents. We're going to be looking just at the gameplay content. There's going to be a few sort of transitions as we go through, and I'm going to try and just break down what I'm seeing, what my thoughts are, and potential big changes that they're going to be between Retold and current Age of Mythology at the moment. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, ladies and gents, we're here, and without further ado, let's hit the play button. So, got some juicy gameplay. Here we go. It's looking absolutely amazing. Now, they're talking about villager priority. I am going to have it a little bit quieter. Villager priority, where it's kind of more RTS friendly, essentially, this villager priority thing that you have here. So it's also caters to console players as well, because it's very difficult to constantly be moving villagers around and stuff like that. But it does come at a disadvantage, because it is very slow how the villagers automatically move between different resources, depending on the split and supply resources that you want. So if you're playing on PC, you know, unless you're mega new to RTS, I'd recommend just sticking with the normal thing. But what we can see here, which is quite interesting, as you can see at the top there first, that favor is currently at 1,007, which is kind of insane, because they used to have a cap on the original Age of Mythology. You had a favor cap, just like you have a population cap. But here, it looks like you can just max that out as much as you want. And we're getting a better look at the UI here as well. You can see the age up there. We've got the Sphinx. And everything's looking beautifully smooth, by the way. Very sort of high contrast, maybe a little bit too high contrast for me. Not too sure about how big the UI is. I've said it before about this bit here. That you can see where you've got the god powers. I'm not too sure if I'm not really a fan of how the god powers are split here for all of the ages. We can see that we're in age 2 here, obviously, but the UI seems quite chunky, but I don't know whether that's just me. Okay, interesting. So actually, you can actually click on a mine, and then the option will be there for you to actually build the building that you need, for the drop-off building that you need for your villagers. And you can also select a villager as well, and then the villager will also go to it. So that's quite interesting. See, here it is, the priority type about how you need to do certain things. I think it helps with like accessibility as well for people that are very new to RTS. Also, some people that, you know, may have certain challenges that they need to overcome.
Oh my god, that's so nice. Yeah. And again, if you're a pro player and you don't need that, you don't have to use it, but the system is there to help you.
See, you can see clicking on the elk there, and then there's the actual option of the drop-off that you need. So for me, I probably wouldn't bother with that. You know, as long as it's like a grid-based hotkey layout, you know, I'm going to know what my drop-off is, and I'm going to learn that, and I'm going to just slam it down. I'm not going to do that, but it is good for other people as well. So this is an actual campaign mission here. And I've got to be honest, my knowledge of the campaign, even though I'm pretty sure I completed all of it when I was a kid, I can't really remember a lot of it. Yeah, you can see some graphics have changed here for the god powers at the top. You can see you've got the queue there on the top left. You've got villager idol here, 2 villagers idol, total military idol, I think, as well, and heroes, which is the star on the banner there at the top right. And you can see it's just some really pretty decent combat. I mean, the sound effects are a little bit strange. Some of the sound effects we all know well that have been kind of defined, but there are some new sound effects that sound a little bit interesting. But one of the best things I love is the farms. The farms look really good, and the smoothing on the buildings and the vibrancy is really nice.
Excited about this game already. And I
you can see some of the destruction as well. Looks pretty cool. Laser croc. Yeah, we're just gonna go along a little bit here. You can see how many units there are. That's the thing. Look at the pop cap already. 195 at the moment. You're easily going to be able to exceed that. And at the moment, I think in normal Age of Mythology, it's about 140. So you're going to be able to probably go above 200, which is going to be a crazy number of units on the battlefield. Oh, they're having a little look at a comparison here. Here, look, here, building destruction in 2002 and in Retold. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so that's very, very similar. And here we're going to have some decent footage here of the good old Norse, one of my favorite factions, you could say. You got a fire giant there swinging some stuff, but yeah, look at that stronghold there, just completely on fire and then crumbling, which is kind of awesome. Nice to see. And then the lightning there going through that, going through the buildings. That looks so good. That looks really, really good. That looks really, really good. And you can see some of the changes that they've got, which is kind of cool. But let's just quickly go back just very briefly. It's that building again on the bottom right-hand side. Can you see that? That building, I don't know what it is. No one seems to really know what that building is. It might just be a brand new unique building for the Norse. I don't know if there's unique buildings or a new unique building for maybe the Greeks, Atlanteans or Egyptians. No idea. But one thing I love is the destruction of the buildings is very similar to Age of Empires 4. They've kind of taken that a lot. Age of Empires 3, not so much. Yeah, so let's just have a look here, because we can actually just see a really good look of the entire UI here. And we can see if there's anything kind of that really stands out. But I think, for me, to be honest, as long as there's UI scaling in the game, that would be really good. Just to tone down like the involvement of the UI on the screen for me. I really like it nice and condensed, quite clean, not too mega modern, but nice and clean, not too much clutter everywhere. So I'm hoping that we can customize the UI a little bit more. That would be really nice, especially like the top bar where you've got resources. It would be really nice if maybe they can have a traditional view like they did with Age of Empires 3. You could have a new sort of legendary view, a legacy view for the UI, or you could have a more modern sort of default version if you wanted to as well. And I think that would be really good for returning players or current players of the original Age of Mythology. But yeah, I think, to be honest, like having the resources at the top, I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. I like it down here somewhere, to be honest with you. But yeah, some clear things that we've seen. Definitely with the population space, that's something which is very interesting. We've seen extra destruction of buildings, which is really, really nice. Some renaming of units. Favor looks like it's unlimited. We're seeing that unique Norse building that we're not too sure what that is. So, ladies and gents, that is another look at some more juicy gameplay of AOM Retold. And we've seen a few more things. From what we can see, it's quite clear that the first thing is we have unlimited favor, which is very, very interesting. We can see that there's going to be multiple use of god powers, not just single use, and then you can't use it anymore in the game. You can use them multiple times. We can see better destruction of buildings. We're also seeing some renaming of units as well that I noticed. Also, something on the right-hand side that I forgot to mention, where you see the score of your opponent, you don't actually see how many settlements they have or town centers, which is absolutely massive, because that's one of the key things in Age of Mythology, is knowing when someone has expanded onto the map. That can tell you a lot, and if that isn't available, then you're going to have to scout more, which is very, very crucial. And finally, the prioritization for accessibility for other people. If they're playing on console, of course, you can change priority and you can have villagers automatically moving between resource gathering areas, so you don't have to constantly be micromanaging them for your macro, which is really, really nice. And yeah, it looks like, from what I've seen as well, people have mentioned that the Chinese DLC is definitely going to be coming out this year. This year, ladies and gents, it's going to be coming out. And that has been confirmed on a Chinese site, I believe, that was selling it, that mentioned it. But I think it's also mentioned potentially on the Steam page anyway. We don't know what's going to be in there. I think it's going to be the original Chinese gods that were on there before, and I think they're just going to be overhauled. It might be completely different, though. Who knows? But looking really forward to that, and it's nice to see that we're going to get a guaranteed DLC before we get into 2025. So guys, of course, let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this. Are you going to be getting that premium edition? Are you going to be getting that extra 7 days early access so you can really get onto the ladder and absolutely sweat it out? Or are you not too bothered about the extra 7 days, you know, the price tag that comes with that? Are you just going to wait it out a little bit more? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video or the next stream. Catch you later. Bye.